INART has officially announced their Terminator 1 endoskeleton along with the price and everything like that. So we're going to take a look at it today. And Hot Toys, they also announced theirs a while back, and theirs is from Terminator 2. So we're going to be comparing the two, kind of talking about which I think might be more iconic, which might be more worth your money. And also, of course, if you decide to get both because you're a big Terminator fan, because INART, they made the Terminator 1 figures, even have the Arnold figure. And then Hot Toys, they made Terminator 2 figures, they have the Battle Damage Terminator 2 Arnolds, and then also, of course, just the more clean looking Arnold. So I wouldn't blame you if you're getting both because they're pretty awesome looking figures, especially if you're a huge Terminator fan. But for those of you out there who definitely just want one of the two, yeah, we're going to discuss it today. So up first, let's talk about INART, because this figure, man, this thing looks incredible. It has so much presence. It's like super shiny. It looks, you know, kind of like the Silver Surfer in a way, except, you know, the Hot Toy Silver Surfer was kind of a disaster, but this one looks amazing in my opinion. Like, look at that. Of course, you can see where there would be joints, which makes sense. It's an exposed endoskeleton, so that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying you can see where the joints are, all the wires, all the pistons. This is a beautiful, beautiful looking figure. And the cool thing too is Hot Toys and INART are using diecast. We'll discuss where they're using diecast because INART is definitely using more diecast. We'll talk about that, of course. But the thing that I love is just all the dirt and stuff in there. You see all that dirt in the crevices because, of course, all his skin and everything like burned off. So that's why you ended up seeing the endoskeleton in the movie. Like, look at the teeth. The teeth look amazing. The eyes. For both figures, the eyes are the letdown because they're both battery powered. Unfortunately, they light up red, but they're battery powered. So that's not great. So both figures, big negative on using batteries there. But as for everything else, I do really like it. You see like the metal spine, all the pistons in there. This is just a great, great looking figure. You see here another close up of the arm. You can see right there where a joint would be. Okay, my face is absolutely covering it, but it looks like where the swivel for the bicep would be. Then you see like the joints in here. It just looks great because the saying is they don't really need to hide the joints perfectly because at the end of the day, it's an endoskeleton. It makes sense having all the joints visible. You see the back of them right here. The base, INART's base is a little basic, but it makes sense for the scene. So it does look pretty cool. It's not a magnetic base from what I could tell, at least. So you get this crotch grabber that just grabs them up there. It's also a metal crotch grabber, so it seems like it'll blend in pretty well. Or if you're looking at him straight on, it could look a little awkward. I was just looking at him like, huh. You know, I guess if you look at him straight on, he has a big metal pole that looks like his actual body in the middle of him. Maybe that could look a little awkward, but you know. But then here we did the kind of comparison. I mean, this photo isn't the greatest in the world, but I found this picture of just, I think, the prop from the movie. So it looks very accurate though. The legs, one thing when I was looking at the actual figure is the legs looked a little shorter, a little stubbier, but then looking at the prop, it looks very accurate. You see like the pistons, or what are they called? Are they called pistons or struts? Maybe struts is a better word for it right there. Piston, probably not pistons. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think strut's the right word for that. The struts right there, down there for the legs. The feet look pretty dang good. The big metal feet, like look at that. They look pretty great. The whole endoskeleton look, yes, it's very pixely old photo, so you know it's hard to tell exactly. But from what I was looking at, I think it does look really good, really, really accurate. Like INART, they 100% went for the accuracy here because just like looking at them side by side, they 100% nailed it. Especially where the bicep would be, you can see that strut in there. Just I'm really curious too if when you move it, when you articulate it, if those will actually move in. It looks like it probably will, but I'm not 100% sure, of course, till the figure. Until we see it in hand or something. So yeah, very curious about that. But then here you can see their whole breakdown. I always love when INART does this. They do a breakdown showing everything on the figure, which hopefully like INART, they keep doing stuff like this in the future. And Hot Toys, I wish they did more individual breakdowns, kind of like this. I just like this format. Of course, Hot Toys, they have like the slide showing, you know, like has this, but I just like this breakdown format. Some just very satisfying to my eye, you know? So you see diecast arms. So key selections of the T-800 endoskeleton are crafted from diecast, and all the diecast is all the red sections. So it's a lot of the figure. It looks like the major joints where it'll actually be moving are diecast. You see the legs, even like some of the feet, some of the hands, not the fingers, but a lot of it looks like it's going to be diecast, which is very, very nice. It's going to be probably pretty heavy, but you know, I'd rather have a heavy endoskeleton than a, I guess, lightweight plasticky one that's the arms are gonna like droop down over time and stuff. Diecast crotch, huge call out there from INART. Diecast parts include the chest, back, outer arm, and leg frames, hand, crotch, and ankles. So diecast crotch, they specifically called it out, so big thumbs up. Diecast chest, with 345.6 grams of diecast metal, these components account for approximately 77% of the figure's total weight, faithfully recreating the cold metallic appearance and substantial heft of the iconic combat chassis. Okay, so yeah, that's really cool. It's going to be 345.6 grams. Translate that to pounds or whatever your preferred weight format is. So it's going to be pretty heavy, and 77% of that weight comes from the diecast. So it doesn't mean that 77% of the figure is diecast, because you can tell here there's still going to be some plastic parts, the head, stuff like that. So key components are still going to be plastic, but at the same time, the fact that most of it is going to be most of the weight is going to come from actual diecast is just awesome, because that's something we don't get enough in like 6-scale, or for 6-scale figures, is diecast components. Even for like swords and stuff from Hot Toys, at least they end up doing plastic, which is fine, but at the same time, this is what I love. And then, oh, okay, I forgot to read that. Diecast hands, diecast legs. Yeah. And then here you can see light up eyes. So integrated LED system brings T-800 and Endoskeleton's signature red eyes to life. The light up feature is activated via a magnetic tool, so you don't have to take the head off, flip a switch, or anything like that. It's just going to be a magnet, so I assume you put the magnet near there, turn on, turn off. I haven't really used a system like that personally yet, but if you have, let us know if it's good in the comments, because this to me seems pretty cool. The only thing is it's batteries, so yeah, at the same time, I guess there's going to be a hatch or somewhere to get to the batteries if it is light up. I don't know how it's going to work exactly, but oh, actually, modular battery design. Okay, if I were to take 5 seconds and read, the modular battery design allows for ease of access to maintenance and replacement without compromising the seamless appearance of the skull. So, okay, it still doesn't show exactly how it's going to come out, but maybe that's the battery pack, or like you pull it out with a magnet or something. I don't know how it's going to work exactly, so I guess I was spot on there saying I don't know how it's going to work. But it is pretty cool that you use a magnet tool with it. I just hate batteries. I never use light up features in my collection that use batteries. And then again, I don't really have a setup for USB anyway. So for me, they're going to be off anyway. But then again, when I do have a whole setup with USB light ups and stuff, I'm not going to be able to use my figures that have battery powered light ups, because I'm not going to turn it on, leave it on, and then bam, you know, it's just going to not last long. It's just going to die. I have to change the batteries. I'm not going to keep doing that, especially because USB is nice because you can wire it up to where when you turn on your cases, it turns on the USBs, and then bam, everything's on. But batteries, it's either you take them out, turn them off, on whenever you want, and that, yeah, no, I'm not doing all that. Here you can see fully articulated or fully integrated articulation, featuring over 20 points of articulation. The figure is engineered to replicate the joints of okay, I lost my readability. Joints on the mechanical endoskeleton, individually articulated fingers and toes enable a wide range of dynamic action poses. So yeah, he's gonna have some pretty good articulation. Even this image right here, I mean, 20 points isn't a whole lot, but then again, it looks like the arms, you're gonna be able to rotate them and then also move them in and out. Looks like you're gonna be able to rotate the elbows because this arm's bent over here. Rotate and then kind of like, I don't know if you can move them in and out, but at least rotate forward and back the legs. Yeah, curious if you can go in and out with them, maybe a little bit in the like chest region or like some ab crunch, not really sure. Head definitely gonna be able to move. You can see it's moved right there, but the knee, so it looks like you can do some poses, but then again, even in the movie, he looked big and like clunky when he was moving. So if he doesn't have a lot of movement, even if he looks a little unnatural, that's just going to add to the figure. I think like if your pose looks kind of bad and unnatural, there you go. Kind of adds to the horror of the first Terminator movie. And then you see him right here. He's just kind of like crawling, I guess, you know, crawling after her. Movie inspired base. Like I said, the base is kind of cool. The top looks interesting. The included display base is inspired by the film's iconic chase scene and comes with a dedicated figure stand for enhanced stability and display versatility. Okay, throwing in some rhyming in there for me. So you do get the stand. The base looks fine. It's not very exciting in my opinion. It's just like a rectangular one. It has the top piece. It says, of course, we go back to this one. It says the Terminator in the front. It's a big metal looking stand. I don't know if it's going to be metal. It didn't say it is. I feel like if it was, it would be red here. So it's not really going to be a big metal base, but it looks cool. So I guess we'll give them that. And then here's the overall shot. So the coolest thing about this figure, though, in my opinion, is not the price, $435. So it's going to be $435 USD. Yeah, it's a pretty pricey figure, probably because of die casts and stuff, but also in general, INART figures are usually pricier. But the best part, product availability worldwide. So you can order direct from INART. So small round of applause. So you can order direct from INART, which is absolutely amazing. I always love when they actually get the license for worldwide stuff, which the Arnold Terminator 1 figure was worldwide license, so makes sense this one is going to be too. But you know, whenever you have to order elsewhere, there's always extra fees because they're reselling them and it costs a little bit more. But when you go direct to INART, it's always kind of nice, especially because I think they started a new rewards program, which is kind of cool. So hopefully in the future, they start getting more licenses like worldwide and stuff, so we can start buying direct from them. And then there we go, just order direct from INART, because luckily like the Walking Dead figures, I ordered direct from them, all 3 of them. So kind of excited for those. And this one, if you want to order direct, now you can. That's actually a big W from INART. And you can see right here, that's just the magnetic tool that's going to activate the eyes. And now Hot Toys. So we'll briefly talk about Hot Toys, their version. So you see this one, it's from Terminator 2. He gets the big plasma guns, which do look pretty awesome. He has a bunch of battle damage. He has swap out components, which is pretty cool. Bunch of like battle damage stuff. He's also kind of shiny. Seems to me a little bit less shiny, or at least from the photos, than the INART one. Probably because, I don't know, I guess all the dirt and grime on him and stuff. Interchangeable battle damage components. Yeah, so you can like swap out, have a missing arm, swap out just like missing, or not missing, but damaged pieces and stuff like that, which is cool. I do like the swap out battle damage nature of this figure, which is why if you're getting both, you get a battle damage one and a clean one. T1, T2, pretty awesome actually. And then 2 display styles. So you can see the clean look actually does look pretty clean. I do like how that looks here on the left. And if you want to go battle damage, you can be missing an arm, just dents and dirt and grime just everywhere. It does look really, really cool. And you know me, I'm a sucker for battle damage, so I always love that battle damage look. It looks really, really cool. And then here, just some more photos. Here, mostly I wanted to show you the base. Like Hot Toys, their base here, can't even lie, that has a lot of presence and that looks absolutely incredible. See all the skulls, you have the foot up on some of the skulls, like cracked skull right there. Man, on base alone, oh, we're not even comparing them yet, but that looks great. And you see like the hand back there because the hand's missing. That's, man, that looks great. I do love the Hot Toys base. I can't even lie. You know, you can probably already tell Hot Toys is going to win when it comes to the base. And here's just like a comparison shot. You see the Terminator from Terminator 2, or the endoskeleton from Terminator 2 on the left, an actual image, and then here on the right, the figure. And the guns look very accurate. Figure overall looks pretty accurate. And then of course, like all the skulls and stuff for the ground, it just looks so good. I love that base. That base, yeah, just look at the foot right there on the skull. Nothing's gonna top that base, to be honest. The base is amazing. But you can kind of see the comparison. It does look very, very accurate. It looks very similar to the INART one, but we'll compare them, of course. And the cool thing about this one is on Sideshow at least, so technically already reselling it, it's $400. So this one's $400. And then of course, INART's is a little bit more. So price wise, it's very similar, but technically, or you know, not technically, I guess the fact is Hot Toys is a little bit cheaper, but you can order direct from INART, so you don't have to pay marked up prices or anything like that, which is nice. So here's the overall shot for the Hot Toys one. See interchangeable components, LED light up, unfortunately also battery powered, the 2 guns, that awesome looking base, swap out damaged components, the hands, everything like that. And now the comparison. So side by side, both of them look absolutely phenomenal. I can't even lie. I like how both of them look. They both go for that same kind of look, I guess. Yeah, makes sense. They're both endoskeletons. I don't think they changed too much. I don't even know why I'm just like resting my arm on my water bottle, if you're wondering what I'm doing over here. But the head looks really, really cool between the two. Gosh, this is such a hard one because they both look absolutely amazing, but deciding between one, I know which one I'm probably gonna end up saying, but let's look through it all. So the shine wise from at least these photos, INART's looks like it's a little shinier. Could also be because the Hot Toys one looks like it has a lot more dirt and grime everywhere. But yeah, still shine factor, I guess, has to go to the INART one just because it seems to be shinier from these photos right here. You see most of everything is very similar though. Like there's some differences, like the little circles right there in the chest are different. Where that screw is on the chest, this one looks like a screw. That one's just kind of like a cross section. The bicep, like struts in there look, yeah, pretty similar. All the dirt and stuff is in different places. Yeah, I mean, the dirt on both looks pretty convincing. I kind of like the look on INART. So it's a little bit more like smeary kind of. And then the Hot Toys one looks like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Do you see what I'm talking about? Hot Toys one looks like some more, dirt kind of like caked on, like splattered. And then the one on INART's looks like it's smeared like grease and stuff. I kind of like that grease look a little bit more. But of course, the Terminator 2 one, the endoskeleton was out in the field, so it makes sense it has like dirt on it rather than like grease from like melting, stuff like that. Oh man, both of them look so good. But here you can see the head sculpt. So teeth wise, 100% goes to INART. Look at those teeth. Those teeth look very real, very convincing. And then the one on Hot Toys looks a little low resolution, a little kind of like stuck together. You kind of see what I mean? Like the Hot Toys one definitely kind of stuck together-ish. Not really too separated or anything. The INART's one looks like teeth. So INART definitely wins when it comes to the teeth. As for like the eyes, of course, they're both battery powered, so really sucks there, to be honest. Overall, the head on the INART one, I do like more. It also, like I said, could just be the pictures, but just the sculpt work looks a lot cleaner, if you know what I mean. Like a lot less smeary, kind of, you see these lines here, looks a little like smeary and stuff. Could be some of the battle damage, but it just looks a lot cleaner. Like the nose here looks, you see some detailing in there, but it's a little, I guess, is smeary in the right word? It just doesn't look as clean, as like precise as the INART's does. Like INART's, theirs looks amazing. I love all the detail and stuff. Like even look at the chest here. I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Like the sculpt work is less resolution-y, you know, lower resolution, I guess. We'll just use resolutions. Looks lower resolution. It just seems like it's not as I don't know. The INART one looks better. That's what I'm saying. The INART, just everything about all the like small details and stuff just looks better. And on the Hot Toys one, it looks kind of like some paint on there, like lower resolution paint. Like the INART one, just everything looks really clean, really precise. There's just something about it, especially for the face. Like look at the two faces. It's just really good looking. I do really like that. And then here you can kind of see Hot Toys didn't specifically call out which parts were die cast, but they say it's die cast. So I don't know if they're pulling something like the battle damage Batman, or not battle damage well, the battle damage pieces on the BVS armored Batman. You know how that one's die cast, where if you had the clean armor, it was die cast, but if you swapped out the battle damage pieces, it was plastic. So I don't know if the swap out pieces are going to be plastic for the endoskeleton from Hot Toys and they're doing something like that. And then the standard components are die cast. It would kind of suck if they do something like that, to be honest, but maybe that's what they're planning for. But then of course, INART specifically called out which parts are die cast. For Hot Toys, at the minimum, they better make all the joints die cast, so it like kind of stays kind of like the General Grievous, you know, where the actual joints are die cast, so it's able to stay in like some cool poses and stuff. So I at the least, Hot Toys better have done that. But INART's, they call out specifically all the die cast, and I feel like INART will probably end up having more die cast, but at the same time, this one's tough because you can't really say 100%. And then here we can just see another comparison between the two. The light up eyes, unfortunately for both, are battery. Just, yeah, not the greatest in the world. You can see that detail in there for the Hot Toys one for the head. Also have that detail here on the INART one. Bit hard to compare because this one is like straight on. This one looks like it has a little bit more detail just because the angle and the lighting and everything. And then here, just another comparison with the bases. Yeah, this one does go to Hot Toys. That base has some presence and looks so cool. It just, man, I love all the skulls. I'm a sucker for that base. Battle damage and just really cool dynamic style bases. Just, they always get me. Like, sure, the INART one looks cool. It gets the job done. But something about the Hot Toys one, I just love. It's just, yeah, look at that. The skulls, the presence, everything. Definitely let me know your favorite between the two, though, because, yeah, I know I'm a sucker for that awesome looking base, but are you a bigger fan of INART's? Because INART's, yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it that's just kind of plain, I guess. You know what I mean? Here's the overall shot from INART. You don't get a whole lot. You get the base, you get the figure, you get a magnet. So that's pretty much it. Hot Toys, interchangeable battle damage components, the two guns, a big honking base with all the like the skulls and everything on it. You get swap out hands, you get the battle damage components, which I've mentioned up there, but show the picture of them down here. So two display styles. Yeah, so now we just have to decide. So if you want the most accurate figure, if you just care about the endoskeleton, like you just want the endoskeleton in general, definitely go for the INART one, because the endoskeleton here looks phenomenal, calls out which components are die cast, and looks really good. And then price wise, of course, they're pretty similar, but it is a little bit more expensive, probably because of the die cast and the fact that it actually does look a lot better, lower resolution than the Hot Toys one, if that makes sense. If you know what I'm talking about, the smearing kind of look. And then the Hot Toys one, I do have to say, if you're just getting one, if you don't need the most accurate look, you just really want an endoskeleton on the shelf, definitely Hot Toys. For the price, the presence, like I do have to say overall between the two, if I was going to buy one, definitely Hot Toys. Hot Toys, just the fact that you get the battle damage, because I'm a sucker for battle damage. The base, this one is going to have a ton of presence. The two guns and everything, like when I think of an endoskeleton, this is what I think of right here. Especially because my preference is Terminator 2 over Terminator 1. So if I were to get any Terminator figure, it would have been the battle damage Arnold figure, but I didn't end up getting any Terminator figures. So, you know, not going for just an endoskeleton or anything. But if I were to just get one endoskeleton, definitely would have been this one, because the base looks amazing. Just honestly, the base alone makes this figure for me. Like, he gets all the battle damage and everything too, but just I'm a sucker for that base. That base looks sick. Like this one, it's great and all. It's very, very accurate. Definitely more accurate than the Hot Toys one, just kind of looking at it. But then again, the Hot Toys one does look pretty accurate as well to the movie. So accuracy wise, they're both pretty good, but I guess detailing wise, like this one has better detailing, more precise and everything like that. The base is definitely more boring. No accessories, no hands, no nothing. So you really don't get much for that price. And over like $400. Dang, that's a whole lot for literally a piece of metal. It's an endoskeleton, I know, but like if you're paying the same for both of them, if you're going strictly for presence and your preference is Terminator 2, like I feel like a lot of people's are, definitely go for this one. Of course, you're getting both. Let us know in the comments as well. But I gotta say, Hot Toys, they knocked it out of the park with this one. The detailing, not as sharp as, that's the word I was looking for the whole time, not as sharp as INART's, of course. But if you're simply going for presence, and he has the articulatable jaw, the same as the INART one, this one's got it all day. Having the two guns, even like taking his arm off with some battle damage and everything on there. The base, this one's sick. I absolutely love this, especially the beginning of the movie. Seeing this on screen, yeah, it's great. Like, sure, this one's cool seeing it near the end of the movie, but yeah, just that price and the fact you don't get a whole lot. That's a killer for me. Like, yes, looks great. I just, yeah, don't hate me for not liking the INART one this time, but Hot Toys, I'll give it to them. They have the T2 license and they utilized it very well with the two Arnold releases and the endoskeleton here. And for the money, Hot Toys, I'd say go for this one over the other one. But then again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Which are you getting? If you're getting any, are you getting both? Are you getting everything Terminator? Because I'm also curious how many of you are getting that INART Arnold, because there you get like two bodies. You get a battle damage look and the regular look. And honestly, I was very tempted by that one too, but I went, nah, I can't start a Terminator shelf. And if I were to get one, like I said, it would have been the Terminator 2 battle damage Arnold with like all the exposed endoskeleton pieces and stuff like that. So let me know which you're getting down in the comments, which you like better if you're just kind of observing and everything like that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Definitely hit subscribe for much more content like this. And until next time, stay 6 scale.